I said, you know what? Let me try this game that everyone says is like a really great game. Turns out it was really good. And also, the thing that surprised me about it, Chia, is I gotta be honest, I thought this was a game that was only for like y'all. Like the sickos.
Y'all.
The smarties. The like.
Sure.
But no, I think you can be dumb and play this game.
Yeah.
Now, can you be dumb and beat this game? I have not been able to conclude that yet because I have a lot of time.
Yeah.
Not much to show for. I'm going for how long can you genuinely try to finish Slay the Spire and not? I'm going for the record, I think.
Nice.
I'm almost a little scared to tell you how long I've been playing and I haven't won yet.
It's okay.
No, come on.
This is a safe space.
This is safe. This
Yeah.
is safe.
Okay.
Especially, Janet,
okay.
I'm here.
Yeah.
I have over 20 hours in Slay the Spire and I haven't succeeded yet.
Okay. That's fine. I don't think I... Huh.
Oh, yeah, you thought about that for a second, didn't you?
I'm not sure how long it took me to beat Slay the Spire the first time, but it was probably longer than you would expect. But like...
But wait, an hour?
The thing with well, here's the thing.
30 minutes?
Did you stick with one character the whole time?
Yeah, I'm mostly playing as the Silent for almost everything. And then I downloaded it on my phone, so I have even more than I have it on Switch too. And then I have it on my phone.
Those don't stack.
No,
right?
I know they don't stack. No, they don't stack.
Okay. Yeah.
So I've decided on my phone I'm gonna be Ironclad, and on the Switch 2 I'm gonna be the Silent.
Okay.
And I got
The
really
Silent.
close the other night. It was a very tragic ending. I got really, really close.
Yeah.
I got I fought a boss in Act 3 I never fought before. It's the two like little shapes guy. It's like one's a circle and one's like a triangle.
Right. It runs like a yeah.
And I was like, cool. This is gonna go good, I think. I had a card that I had the best deck I feel like I've ever made. I had a card that the card that does the like when you kill this enemy, their max HP damage is done to all. So if they're 52 max health, it does
corpse explosion.
Yeah, corpse explosion. And
yeah.
So what had happened was I had corpse explosion. I said this is gonna be light work, easy peasy.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah. Kill one of them to both die.
However, they do start that fight with 3 artifact, which means they negate the first 3 status effects. And I said, I wonder now the corpse explosion, it does what we just described, but it also applies 6 poison. And I thought maybe it won't apply the 6 poison, but it'll still like do the other part. And the answer to that is no, but it's a cool, no worries, because that happened pretty early on. Like I got corpse explosion like my second hand. So I was like, okay, like now I was also like getting work. And it's like, okay, so cool. It'll come back in the deck. You'll reshuffle. But time was going on and I'm doing pretty good poison damage. And like this guy's almost dead. And corpse explosion is not coming back. So, okay, what are you going to do? That's life sometimes. But then like I ended up, I don't know if I ever could have even killed him, but basically he just ended up attacking me for enough damage that I just died. So it didn't matter. And that's what happened on that run. And then I had another run that was also really tragic where it was a different boss, a boss I've seen twice now, or actually maybe just once. I forget what he looks like or what's going on, but it's the one where they have like 300 health or something, maybe more. And then at the end of like when they would die, they revive for full health, which I think...
Is it the wolfy one?
Yeah.
Like a big dog?
I think it's a crime. And also I think it's bullshit. That while he's doing his like, he has like, I don't know what it says, it's like regenerating, where it says like, it's like the big fuck you that appears on screen. You know you're about to be fucked. Like you don't know what's gonna happen, but you just know it's not gonna be good. And during that time, you can't do any damage to him. So you just want me to fail. That's like how I felt about that. Yeah, but so I don't know what like. I don't even know if I have like the ability to truly feel like pain at this point with some of these ends of these runs, but
that's a good way to feel about it, honestly.
But I'm learning, I'm living, I'm laughing.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's been a lot of demoralizing moments in Slay the Spire, but I also think one reason that I wasn't able to like it's funny because talking to Rob about this last week, Rob was like, oh yeah, like they kind of set it up where like it's pretty easy to like win like after like the first like 2 or 3 runs or something. And I'm thinking like, who's gonna tell him? Like, I just like, I didn't say nothing. I was like, oh,
That's bullshit.
But
I don't think he remembers. I don't think he remembers.
The thing
he's forgotten the pain of childbirth.
Yes, and the thing
because I don't think that's actually true.
The thing I want to warn
it takes a little longer.
The thing I want to warn the dumbs about, because I felt this when like I was playing on Switch 2, and then I was we were waiting in line at Spectrum, and I was like, this is taking forever. I'm gonna download Slay the Spire on my iPhone and play it on there. Obviously, you get a new game, you like restart after unlock the characters. I'm playing as Ironclad, and I feel like I've played like I've never played before. I felt so much better at playing it because the thing which I think Slay the Spire is good at, like easing you in. Like I felt like I could play it immediately, and there were a couple things that I struggled with. Like I struggled with like verbiage of things where like it's a lot of that like you can't play this card. Oh, but you could discard it. It's like, okay, sorry, I'm not a fucking genius, okay? And I didn't assume like, but once I like got to know like that little like the little like language
unplayable, but also if you discard it, then it doesn't trigger its thing at the end of the turn, or like it's not in your hand anymore. Yeah, things like that.
What I like to think of, like what the dumbs call fucking bullshit, but what the smart, well, it isn't interesting to discover stuff. No, I don't want to discover anything. I want to be told it because otherwise I don't know it. But anyway, once I got through that pain, you like know it a lot more.
Funny because this is that specific example. This is one of the things about card games that you learn from playing just card games. I feel like all card games have a weird distinction between like you have to be able to parse what the rules mean.
Yeah.
And like they all kind of mean similar enough things. There's like this weird like hidden sort of like framework that is kind of transferable between a lot of games. So when I see a card like that in Slay the Spire, because I've played Magic the Gathering and Hearthstone and Netrunner and like all these other things, I understood that kind of intuitively.
You were born of the card, yeah.
Yeah, I was born in the cards. I was raised by Pokemon. I was taught to whatever by Magic. But now you know. And that actually transfers to other parts of the game itself, right?
Yes.
And also other card games themselves. That sort of idea of like, well, when exactly does this happen? When at the end of the hand. So if it's no longer in my hand, you're saying that I can.
Yeah. Y'all are a tricky little group is the thing. It's like a lot of
it's a lot of rules lawyering.
A lot of glasses up the nose. Yeah, a lot of
actually, if you read
and this is like why like playing against Isaiah in like a board game is like it's like it's not even fair. He's like, oh, actually, it turns out you would think that I would die at this turn, but actually I'm back and more powerful than ever because of my, I have the Flim Flam amulet, and I'm like, I fucking can't stand this fucking game. But I think the other thing,
the Flim Flam
amulet. Oh, actually, it turns out for every damage you do to me, you get double damage your next turn. I'm like, you know what? Just throw the game away. But the other thing I think that I learned a lot in like playing Slay the Spire, is a big part of it. Like so at first when I was playing, like Isaiah was watching me play, and I'm like, I don't want you to say anything. I don't want you to tell me anything. I don't want you to give me any tips. You can't say anything. I'm just gonna play my game, and you can watch me. But
you wanted an intuitive first run of just like, how does it feel?
And I could
to be
like
a person
hear
going in blind,
the pain in his like eyes, like watching me play. But now that I have hours and hours in the game, I'm like, now Isaiah, we can talk about the game because I know the game.
Sure.
And at one point I asked, okay, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna ask you a question now. You get to answer. And I'm like, okay, yay. I said, should I be like attacking more or defending more? And he said yes. And I said, got you. So what's been fun about what the thing that you kind of get to know over time is like realizing that like sometimes it does make sense to like go all in on, sometimes the best defense is an all-out attack, right? If you can like do full damage, if you can kill an enemy that's going to attack you for like 15, you don't need to worry about, well, let me just apply 5 block and do like 12 damage, because you could just kill him and then you won't have to block. And also just kind of getting to know like the synergies of like the amulets you pick up or like the relics you pick up in relation to, what cards you have and like what strats. It's like, okay, well, now that I have the thing where if I don't have any block, I apply 6 block, it no longer makes sense to ever only apply 5 block because it's going to be less than the automatic block. And now that all those things are working, so even just like the hours I had on Switch 2, when I picked up my phone and I was Ironclad again, it's like your starter character, I'm like, oh, this character is actually great and has like all these cool abilities. that I didn't really understand or fully see when I first started the game because I didn't know anything about the game. You also get to know, like, again, the enemies and the kind of like what their vibes and their patterns are and things like that. But that still wasn't enough to win, which was a little depressing, but it was enough to have some fun. So
it's a slow climb, honestly. Like I do think, like, even now, I'm not that far into the Ascensions. I'm like Ascension 6 or something. Like I've played this game for a while. I think I have, like, it's not a while is maybe too much. I have like probably 120 hours across all devices, which is all devices, right? Because like I definitely have it on Steam. I have it on Switch as well, and those are just two separate files. I think I downloaded once on my phone, and then I was like, the form factor doesn't really work for me so much because I have a small phone.
It feels bad on the mobile.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not. I don't like it. It's just like, especially because I have a small phone. I really like to have a screen that is tiny, and it's like it just doesn't work.
Yeah, I'm still playing it, but it's hard because you have to pause the game to even go to switch to a different app, because where you switch apps on the iPhone is the same spot where you touch your cards. And it's literally impossible to touch it without touching the card. So it's like,
oh no,
stuff like that is like, it's not great, but it is the game. And it's like, well, I'm trying to play more Slay the Spire, so I'm like, but yeah, I'm fully Slay the Spire pilled at this point, and I just need to get a win.
You had that moment where you realize, obviously, the cards come back. You're waiting for corpse explosion to come back. How often are you hitting delete a card at the merchant?
Not that often. Probably not often enough. Not that often. I'm not deleting a lot of cards because
this is where you learn. This is where you learn.
The thing that I was thinking about, where I was like, well, I feel like I need all my cards is the thing, and I liked all my cards, and I didn't want to get rid of any of my cards. And yes, I did realize that, like, well, Corpse Explosion never came back, and maybe if I had those cards, it would come back faster. But then 100%. Like, I don't know, like. And I just feel like the thing I hate about this game, and I know it's like, oh, it's called the fun challenge. And I'm like, yeah, but I want a challenge I can do, because I don't like to fail indefinitely. What's hard about this game is I feel like you have to do so much fucking damage, or you have to be able to block so much damage, that I just like always hit these walls where it's like it turns out whatever I needed I didn't have. So
this is the huge thing that is hard to grasp, especially early on, about card games. The whole thing about card games is bettering your odds against the randomness that is a deck of cards, right? Which means whenever you add something that is an attack, you got to get rid of one of your basics. You got to just 1-for-1 that shit, because otherwise your deck becomes so unwieldy that you cannot... Janet is covering her mouth.
Well, what's funny is like you're describing like the things that have happened to me, where you're like, the last thing you want is this thing that happens every single time you play, and I'm like, oh my god, that's like the. How did you know? How did you know, Kochia?
It's hard because you think like, oh, but these cards still do things, right?
Yeah.
But when you like really look at the things the cards that you're picking up, it's like, oh, this is an attack card with an extra benefit, but it still is better than the base attack card because of the extra benefit, or because it just does straight up more damage. And now your basic attack card is kind of like, well, okay, it still does its base attack, but I have this better option anyways.
Yeah. Well, that happened to me in that deck, because I walked up to somebody and they were like, they like made me get rid of a card, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna get rid of regular defense. Because it's like, take a card, leave a card. I'm like, I'm going to get rid of regular defense, because I forgot the name of it, but it's the one where you block for like 13 and you attack for 13. I'm like, this is basically the same card, but I don't like have that feeling that often. And then this game is like hell on earth, because they're like, oh, go to like the enemies and you get more cards, but the question marks, sometimes it's like that could be better, but sometimes that's an enemy, and then at a certain point it's like, I just want to get someone give me the fucking golden statue, because I know later some asshole's gonna be like, do you not have the golden statue to place the place? And so and then like, and at some point in Act 3, that stupid big head's gonna show up, and he killed me a lot. Big Head Man. I think his name might just be Big Head, honestly. Honestly, the Big Head guy is very clear, obscure coded of an enemy design. Also,
totally, yeah,
like, and there actually is kind of a bit of like clear, obscure in this game. Just to try to like make a connection to
the game that came out many years before.
Well, yeah, it's like
other way, yeah.
Because they were like, do you want to say fuck you to the people that are playing your game? And Slay the Spire and the Clear Obscure dev said yes, and it's funny in Clear Obscure because I don't lose all my progress, and it's not funny in Slay the Spire because then I just fail. And they're like, well, but you gained his knowledge. It's really a Metroidvania if you think about it in that way.
You do also unlock new cards at the end of a run.
You do, and I feel
like those
are the cards I need to win. They're like, I feel like, and I know there's people that can play this game and win faster than I can, but I feel like at some point they're just gonna like give me like, oh, this is a nuclear bomb, and you can just put this down.
They're not always like that. They end up being more and more things that you can make fun combos with.
Or essentially the meme that I'm feeling.
That individually don't do like so much, but it's like when you find the flow of like, okay, I kind of see where my deck is leaning, you get some really gross combos where you can like pop off, and the big head, you're killing the big head in like 2 turns or whatever.
I did have a really good moment. I do have some good moments in this game where like I'll do something really great and I'll like screen record it, and then I make my partner watch it after because that's my personality, where I'm like, you gotta see this.
You gotta
pretty
see
good,
shit.
right? Pretty good.
Yeah.
Where it's like I fought the guy where he's got like I think like an extra set of arms, and he doesn't have a face, and he goes like this. He like attacks this way. He has 999 health. And like getting to crack the code on like this asshole was really nice, where it's like I had like a really good poison build, and I had like a relic where every time I apply poison, I had a card where when I apply poison, any negative effect, it also does damage. And then I also had a relic where every poison I apply 1 more poison. So I was just like, I could kill this guy. And I feel like I should have got something from that. And they're just like, what you get is you get to keep playing the game. And I just feel like
you mentioned that this game feels Clear Obscure coded. Is it just the case? Is Clear Obscure the first time you've played a video game where you had to really meaningfully, like, builds are important in Clear Obscure in a way that is different than like picking skills or like stats in a lot of other RPGs? And I wonder, did Clear Obscure walk so Janet could run and Slay the Spire? Because a little bit of what you're talking about,
Clear is just a card game.
There's a lot, like you're dealing with a lot of like interconnected skill sets and things feeding off one another that is more important in Clear Obscure than it is in lots of other RPGs where you have party members lined up. So I wonder if a little bit of why this game is clicking for you is specifically because of like the recency bias of having played Clear Obscure, and it kind of tricked you into understanding.
You're in like looking for synergy brain.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Basically, I think that is what happened. Which like, and I know Clear Obscure is not a card game, but it does feel. But to a non-card person, it does kind of like one thing I did realize was I have this disdain for card games because I just feel like they're extra and annoying, and you have to like be like super smart where you're like, well, I died for 8 turns so that I could live on my night turn, and like what I don't know, like I can't do all that. But then I realized that really the only difference is not literally the only difference, but one of the core differences is just kind of like UI presentation, where it's like, oh, these aren't cards I'm playing, they're attacks I do, and it's like, well, they are, but like a card can also just say attack. And it's also an attack you do. Like they're not like inherently like that different. Like obviously there are different things going on with them, and there's places where they diverge. But some of the to your point, Patrick, like the idea of like creating synergy and or facing enemies where you have to there's more to think about than like he's fire, so I use ice. And it's like, not that those games can't not also be fun, right? I like Pokemon, and that's a highly simple game that you can sleepwalk through. Still think it's fun. And, a lot of other games are also very obviously like, he's weak to electric. I use my guy. Like, a lot of games have that construction. But I did find Claire to be a lot more interesting and a lot more fun in its synergies. So I was like, what if I could have fun? What if a game could be fun and well designed again? And then Slay the Spire entered my peripheral vision. And I was like, hey, this is really fun, actually. And you can get a lot of that same fun. But yes, I think it makes sense that where I'm maybe faltering the most is like the deck building aspect of it, because that's also the thing that I am not really historically like good at. And I'm like, that's kind of where you lose me. Where it's like, I can't let go of my cards. Like, I like my cards.
At a certain point, every time you hit the merchant, if the card deletion is available or you have enough gold for it, hit that first. Just ignore everything else. Hit that first. Count up how many attacks you have. Count up how many defenses you can have, and delete a basic one. Delete one of the basic ones. I promise you, it will make everything better. 100%. You will never go wrong deleting a basic attack as long as you've picked up an attack at any point during the run. You will be okay.
I'm a really stubborn player, and I'm knowingly stubborn, so I think that makes it a little bit better, but it's only slightly better. Where like if a game lets me do something or it doesn't stop me from doing something, I'm like, well, maybe the game should have been designed in a way where I couldn't. Whatever. I think because, and that's kind of what's different about like deck builders, like there is an allowance for failure in a way that most games don't allow for. Where I'm like, well, if they didn't want me to do this, if I could ruin this, they wouldn't have let me do it, which I think is kind of like where you see a lot of the seams of games. That doesn't exist. Now, and it's not that I thought Slay the Spire was that game, but that is like what's distinctly different about a deck builder. Like, the deck builders don't give a fuck about you succeeding, where most games, like, they're like, we kind of want you to like not be able to like ruin everything. And they said, no, that's what the run for is. Right. So keep running, bitch. And I'm like, I'm tired. I'm tired. I want to the end. And they're like, just a little bit more. Oops. Actually, your build is now obsolete. Go to the start again. And then I'm like, okay, but, and the scam I keep falling for in these games, it feels like a scam to me because I can't succeed, is the good ones are really good at you feeling like, oh, baby, you were so close.
You were just there. You were just there.
Close. And I do know I'm getting better, and I do feel like I am like genuinely learning things, but at the same time, it is a little discouraging. Not enough to stop me from playing. I'm still playing a lot. Of where it's like, maybe that last bit though is the bit that you need. Almost like a great team, right? Where it's like, yeah, you're great, but like you can't win it all. You're not going to get the championship. You're not going to get the I'm forgetting the name of every single different trophy on the different sports, right? You're not going to get there. Yeah. Like, you're there to watch. I feel like in card games, I'm a playoff team, but I'm not a championship team. and I don't know that I can win the championship. Because, again, Blatcher, I love that game too. Never won it on my own, right? But Slay the Spire, though, you got to, I feel like I can do it more. I think
you got to an Act 3 boss on your own. Yeah, without deleting cards on purpose. That small change is going to of my own will. I think life. I've only deleted like one card in the whole time playing. Oh, you don't understand how much the odds change by just getting rid of like four of the basic cards throughout a run.
Well, I think you know what this is. How much more you will
see the other cards.
This is the fact that I am, as a player, a hoarder player, like in all of my games. And I think I said, why not? If they don't have a deck, like, I guess I was expecting to in Slay the Spire to hit like a deck max, because a lot of deck builders have like, well, you can only have this much in your like deck. So, and even like physical games, like physical card games, like playing like Lorcana or something, right? Like, which is just Magic for Disney adults. And for people that are too scared to play Magic, that's me. I don't want to play Magic yet; it's too scary, so I play Lorcana. You only or Gloomhaven, right? Like, you can only have X amount of cards, so you're inherently like culling there. But I was like, oh, at Slay the Spire, I was gonna say, I think I got more pockets, so I'm gonna keep filling my pockets with cards. And sure, are some of those cards shit? Yeah, and I just hope that I get some of the good cards.
Hope. Yeah. This is the thing. You have some control over that hope.
No, I'm putting out good thoughts.
You can make the odds better.
Chia. Like, that's it. Like, I got good thoughts.
Hearts and prayers to my fucking deck.
Oh my god.
I've gotten to the final boss of Slay the Spire like 3 times off maybe 1 card deletion per run max.
Oh my god. You would be doing so well. This is the thing. You would be doing so well. You would have absolutely
You're gonna report back.
You're
gonna report back next week, and you've slayed that spire.
I'm gonna be so excited when I beat this game. Like I told Isaiah ahead of time, I'm like, get ready because like we are gonna celebrate this day, this moment.
Janet beat Slay the Spire before Kato finishes Destalote.
I don't think
I played another hour. I played another hour last night.
You're really close to finishing, but I played Slay the Spire.
I'm gonna finish it probably by next week.
Because what was I supposed to be playing before? This is like what's kind of nice about these like I wouldn't say quiet times in like mainstream gaming because I know like Death Stranding 2 just came out, but because I'm not playing that and Nintendo took like one extra week to like finish Donkey Kong, I've just been like playing in a normie lifestyle, and it's been pretty enjoyable because there are some games that like Squeak Cross. Slay the Spire ruined my Squeak Cross run because I was playing Squeak. That was my go-to. Like I'm gonna play Squeak Cross and I'm having fun. I'm playing Squeak Cross, and I still like that game a lot, and I want to finish it. But now, like whenever game time, that's Slay the Spire time. And because also I was on a trip where it's like I'm inherently just not really working. I did a little work on the plane to finish an assignment I was working on. And that's it. So whenever I had time, while I was like, again, mostly doing like meeting up with like friends, had that wedding, like we hung out with family, like there wasn't a lot of downtime while I was like in Buffalo. But the time that there was, like when we first got there, it's like I'm eating pizza and wings in the hotel room and I'm playing Slay the Spire. And it was great.
What's better than this?
And that's
better than,
I mean, that's
amazing.
It was Peak, not to be confused with Peak, the game that we played and talked about last week.
You fall in that game. You don't really climb. You mostly fall.
But yeah, like I was full iPad baby, like walking around with Isaiah was doing errands, and I'm like, can I play Slay the Spire while we're doing this? Like, is that gonna be a problem? Like, I'll pause it when it's like, yeah, as long as you can answer a question, like you could just do whatever, and I'm playing Slay the Spire. Which Isaiah finds it really funny that I like this game. He turns to me and goes, "You like the game?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you know what? I do like the game." Is it so wrong that a dumb encroach on this space was the smarts? But
wow.
Yeah. So I'm cracking open. I'm like, hey, dumb people, there's some good games in here. Actually, did you know?
I've just never really played.
Did you know?
I've always thought I would like Slay the Spire. I just never gave it a chance, but not for any.
Give it a chance.
Any particular reason.
Give it a chance. I do stand by
Janet's in there.
I think the art. I'm not a big fan of the art.
I don't particularly like the art in Slay the Spire.
I think it's cute.
I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I think it looks a little bit ugly.
I need you to go look at Monster Train,
game
that
because
a game that
because I know people
a lot
have
of
been
people
talking
who
about
like
Monster Train,
Slay the Spire like Monster Train, and I could not get into it
because of the art.
Mainly because of the art.
That's actually horrific to think about.
I
No
like
offense.
Slay the
However
Spire.
you feel about Monster
people.
Train's art, I think is how Janet and I feel about Slay the Spire's
really
art.
No, actually, honestly, I'll take Slay the Spire over this Monster Train art because at least Slay the Spire is like more stylized. This feels like someone tried to make something that looked good, and they were maybe a little farther away than I felt like they should be.
Yeah, this doesn't look.
Yeah, it looks Monster Train. It looks like a game where it's like, you know, when you're respectfully, because I hear Monster Train's a good game, and I will play it because people are saying like, you like Slay the Spire, Monster Train. Okay, cool. And Monster Train 2 just came out. Sure.
Yeah.
Monster Train's art looks like, you know, in movies and TV when someone's playing a game and it's like legally distinct, non-existent game. This is the game they're playing.
Yes.
This is the game they're playing. But also, wait, just for the full reveal, hold on. I'm going to stand up and to show something, and I'll explain it for the audio part.
Okay. Janet's walking around to the back of her.
Going to the backdrop of Slay the Spire.
Yes,
the board game.
let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
Which this was also a little bit of the inspo on why I started playing Slay the Spire. I got it was my fiance's birthday a few weeks ago.
It's in the plastic. It's in the plastic.
Well, like all board gamers, we don't actually play. Okay, so it's in the plastic because it's for a lot of reasons. Okay. I am
please don't hurt yourself.
You can't see it.
I am in a.
It's back there. It's back there.
Almost, maybe not inverted. That's probably not the right word for it. But I'm going to call it inverted until I can think of a different word for it. An inverted, that old lady who swallowed a fly song. You know, it's like, oh, she swallowed the spider to catch the fly. Da da da. We have a board game table. Love the board game table. Awesome. Super recommend it. If you have a cat, I think it's a must because I'm worried my cat doesn't really eat stuff that isn't food. Mostly, but I don't want like him eating the pieces or scratching at so like I just don't leave stuff out when you have a pet. I think it's good. Pets or children, you don't leave small pieces out of things because they'll either get ruined or eaten. I feel like that's common thought process. We got a board game table. It was when we got this apartment, that is just a 2 of us apartment. Like the only thing we know we want is this board game table. Got it, love it, recommend it. I forget the name. People can ask me. It's like All Play, I think, Mix It, whatever. The problem is we started Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion, a game that each session takes us at least an hour to multiple hours. And then sometimes we don't progress, we die, and then we have to do the scenario again. We're on scenario like 4 or 6 of like, I think 26. I am in RPG. You want to talk about RPGs that are taking a long time?
Yeah.
Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion. It's a sizable-ish game. It takes up a lot of space on the board game table. So, why we could play above the board game table, but why would I do that when I have a board game table? So that's I don't know when we're gonna play Slay the Spire, the board game, because it needs the board game table, and the board game table is busy holding Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion. But I got this because I heard it was good.
I think you could do an act, and there's a way to like basically save your progress between floors, essentially. And it won't take you that long. You could do it on top. You could do it on top. And
I don't want to do it on top because it's gross up there. Like
it's gross up there.
Yeah, like I don't want to use.
You don't have like a table, like a
tabletop. That's why I got the Freak Show underneath. We spent a lot of money to get the Freak Show underneath.
I mean, that part of the Freak Show thing is that you could do 2 at once.
No, because
you got one game saved, then you do the other one on top.
Here's what I've decided I need in my life, and this is going to be reserved for house territory, which a day I dream will come one day. We need 2 board game tables. One for casual games, one for sicko games.
Wow.
Because sometimes the game only takes like 30 minutes. You know, like you mentioned freaking Scout. That's a quick game.
Yeah, you don't even need the sicko table.
No, but I want to use the sicko table. The sicko table feels good. It's felt. It's nice. The cards can lift more easily. Yeah, I don't want to play on the thing that I eat off of. I want a separate smoke.
Oh, so do you not have like a table cover?
Well, as a tabletop, I do eat off the top. Like the top is just a regular table, right?
So I'll take that off in order to like play a game on the tabletop, which also like on the table that I got gives me about like 6 extra inches.
So you maybe have like extra. You might have a slightly different side. Anyway, the point is, we have this because my fiance loves Slay the Spire, and it was his birthday a few weeks ago. And in lieu of, I forget if something was going on. There's like a reason that like the birthday plans were sort of in flux, but I don't remember now. What we ended up doing was like a thing that I really enjoyed doing as a kid that my dad would do for our birthdays back when we were younger, which was like, I'm not going to get you really any like gifts. You're just going to go to the mall and you can buy some stuff. Fun. I enjoyed that. I think it's cool. I do like opening stuff too, so I kind of like that as a combo, but we ended up just doing a like, hey, like we're just going to like go and shop and hang out. And one of the things that he got was the Slay the Spire board game. I was like, you can get that.
Plastic, honestly.
Yeah,
it's only been in there for
a little while, but then I played the game, and then I was like, I like the game, and then now I'm excited for the board game. So there we go.
The thing that you should always do too with board games is like you have to do the preliminary open of just like time to pop out all the cardboard, right? Time to reorganize because all of it comes from like manufacturer.
Yeah,
and then you have to like pop out all the little bits and then put them in the actual little compartments that they have set aside. I don't know how the base game works because I have the collector's edition, or is that the collector's edition too?
I think this has to just be the base game. It just says regular.
Yeah. How much is just regular?
It was $115. Is that the regular? That's gotta be the regular, right?
That's the regular. That's the regular.
How much was that collector's edition then, Chia? If this is running 115,
it's like 150.
Oh, I feel like I would have got that. I saw like a complete edition of Everdell. Have you ever seen this?
No, that box has to be gigantic.
It is like 4 feet tall. It is like the size of a small child. The Everdell, and I want it so bad.
Collector's edition.
I want it so bad. Let me try to find a picture of it.
Are you saying 170? Mm-hmm. Okay, that seems
Everdell
right.
full. Yeah. But
going on eBay for $325, $329,
well, are they printing it really?
What the fuck?
There must be different prints because like you can just buy this. What?
I think it's Kickstarter stuff is what's being packaged.
Yeah,
which is what I got. I did the Kickstarter, so I have all the extra They
I
did.
know. I thought
they
about doing
included
that, but...
an entire beta art. So like when they were making the game, they had like really crudely drawn little art pieces for all the cards because they hadn't hired an artist yet, which are very fun. So you could like play the whole game with those. That's included in the Kickstarter board game, and also some very fancy coins, which I like a lot. Metal coins.
I'll take a picture of it next time
nice
if I
and
see it in
clinky.
person. The Everdell Complete Edition. I tried to find on Google a picture of like a human person next to it
Sure.
to give a sense of the scale.
Because
it is
Jesus Christ.
gigantic. It has to at least be minimum 3. I feel like minimum 3 feet tall.
Okay,
it's
this man is doing a bit though, right?
he is, but it is big. It's like
but
giant.
it is still big.
It's very big.
That's kind of the joke.
Yeah,
because he looks like he's
kind of leaning over in a weird
3
way.
feet tall.
Yeah, but he's kind of
he's
leaning and it's on
behind
the table. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's hard to get a scale. Like I don't know why more people aren't taking photos next to the box. I guess because no one cares about it.
Fucking huge.
But it's
Jesus
huge.
Christ.
So anyway, I'll report back on this whenever I open it. But you have opened it and played it then, yes? Because you mentioned it to me.
Yes.
I think that because I asked you if it's good or not,
yes.
and then I said I heard this was good, and by I heard it was
It's
good,
great.
I asked Shia once, should I buy that? And they said yeah. So that's
I don't think I did.
yeah.
Because you hadn't played the game.
Well, you maybe did. Well, but I was asking for my fiance, who loves that game, so it's like
okay. In that case, yes.
yeah.
You know, I mean, it's fun, and like the fun thing is that now you get to play together.
Yeah.
Like it's co-op, so that's gonna be a good time.
I'm not
now
gonna
that
lie,
you've
though.
both played the game.
I do love the game. I'm enjoying the game a lot. Looking at the back of the
Yeah.
box and seeing the characters, I feel
Yeah.
triggered looking at this. I do. I gotta be honest with you. I gotta be so honest with you.
the enemies are like, oh god, that fucker.
I just like I know it's gonna be fun. I'm excited for like the co-op
Yeah,
angle. I think that's really
yeah.
cool. But like looking and seeing it, I need to beat this game. I need to beat this game.
Yeah.
But that's what I've been playing. I'll drop a couple demos I've been playing too. But you said you have dug more into Despelote.